List of retirees with the most years of service, 37 years of service in the Kutztown Area School District. We have Hallie Schumacher. Hallie brings personal qualities of empathy to every conversation that she has. I think whether she's supporting students or teachers, maybe equally at times, I think, and that is the role of a school counselor, always brings a great perspective of empathy and trying to understand where they are first, allowing them to help her understand that before kind of helping them to find out what they need to do next. Again, in those qualities of sometimes when you're looking for a replacement and you're going through the hiring process and thinking about what you need in the role, there's such a great level of leadership that was necessary in the role, in Hallie's role, largely because of structure, right? You have a one principal building with 300 middle schoolers, and just being able to take the reins when necessary, being willing to lead adults and lead children at the same time when necessary. I mean, Hallie just brings a great perspective of that to Kutztown Middle School. It would be greatly missed, but I think, again, middle school fashion, I think you have a team of people coming up here, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true?
No, you're first. Yeah.
They may not be middle school staff, but they're still coming to honor middle school staff member and team.
Thank you. There she is. So for those of you who were here at our retirement thing, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, we have a time limit. She has a time limit. Allegedly.
Oh, no.
I feel like that joke's a little too soon.
Is it?
I think so.
We'll see. I feel like I've known Hallie for not my whole life, but most of it. I had the privilege of coming in and filling in for Hallie on her first maternity leave. That was almost 30 years ago. And she decided that after her maternity leave, she was not going to teach ninth grade history anymore, and I think I know why. So she decided that she was going to take the next leap of faith and take over the job of the late, great John Rohrbach, who smoked pipes in his office and came down to the cafeteria and signed off on honor roll sheets, and I'm not sure what else he did. Super nice guy. And I say that because I think in the last 30 years as a counselor, Hallie has definitely seen the job, the profession, and what we deal with, has seen it all, but has dealt with it all pretty much by herself. We have our little team of 5 in the district, and we support each other greatly. But when it comes down to it, when you're at your desk, it's just you, and it's that kid in front of you, and you deal with it, and you deal with it all the time. So it's been an honor to have Hallie as a colleague. As I said, there's really only 5 of us, so when we need something, we pick up the phone and call one of us to say, please help, or what should I do, and that's been a great honor. So I'm going to turn it over to Melissa and Steph for the fun part of this.
So Hallie, we made an acrostic poem for you.
Of course
To the school counselor. Okay, so S, I need a board. S sees the best in everyone and encourages all those around her.
C cares about all of her students. Her students always know they can come and talk to her about anything and that she will support them.
H has been a school counselor under how many principals? 3, 5, we're not sure, we've lost track.
Organizes a fun and informative career day.
Offers patience and understanding, not just for the kids.
Looks forward to retiring with Larry and traveling, probably most often to see Britta and Hannah.
Can be named most stylish. Her sense of fashion and her Sorelli jewelry is always on point.
Oh, outgoing and fun. She always has such positive energy that is contagious. At our state conferences, she made our table fun. We always ended up with new friends and so much laughter.
Understands each student's issues and is able to be a bridge between the student and their teacher and their parents.
Never will you find a truer friend. Sincere and loyal, she will be your biggest cheerleader as well as a great confidant.
Started as a social studies teacher, but followed her true passion and became a school counselor to support more students and be their ally. We think this is a perfect fit since Hallie is such a warm, welcoming, and approachable personality.
Every child has a place in her heart, even the tough ones, maybe especially the tough ones.
Lip balm addict.
I feel dry right now.
Open, warm personality makes everyone feel loved.
And retiring and will be missed.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know there's a surprise on your face. I wasn't signed up to speak about anything, but I just wanted to take 30 seconds or so just to recognize for many of you do know, and for many of you may not, in 2019, Greenwich Elementary suffered a horrific tragedy. And I wanted to make sure that everybody knows how instrumental this young lady was in helping me, helping our students, helping our staff, and helping our families get through that. She was an absolute rock star, and I can never thank her enough for taking the time to come to Greenwich all day and spend that time with us and with our students, and just the amount of effort and time that you put into just listening to those students and just doing everything that the students and staff needed. It's so selfless, so I just wanted to take the opportunity one last time to say thank you so much for that. It'll never be forgotten. You're a wonderful human soul, so thank you.
All right, well, I need a second to get things set up here, but
That's good. I need lip balm and a tissue.
it felt weird when I found out that I'd be doing this because, you know, it's always the older veteran teachers who are up here giving the speeches about retirement. And then,
Thanks a lot.
and I thought about that, and I started to reflect, and, you know, I realized the only conclusion that I could draw there was we're doing away with that tradition of having an older veteran teacher speak. And so then it all started to make sense for me. There's literally no other way that can be interpreted. So there's a story that Andy referenced that's kind of become legend about when Hallie spoke for Betty Vogel's retirement. And there was a PowerPoint, there was a movie, historical tours of the district. I think the live band was during the second intermission, if I remember correctly. And at the time I thought it was kind of over the top and a little much, and I wondered how Hallie didn't see that when she was planning all these things. I kind of understand now, because trying to summarize what Hallie means, it's impossible. And I don't think about it how much time you gave me that I just couldn't adequately do that. So I was kind of grateful that administration has these guidelines of how much time we're, what's that time limit on, not guidelines. So recommend limit, huh? Okay. All right, I'll get it to change if you can hear that. We probably won't have time for the mural. There's no way you guys can prepare skits.
Aaron, not the clown show.
That's too much required reading ahead of time. And, well, maybe we'll just skip the whole slideshow then. Do you want to say something here while I put this together? Yeah.
Actually, this will work just fine. You will also be receiving each of those activities in a separate 2-page email with detailed instructions and the entire body of the message copied and pasted into the subject line. Read on. Hallie joined the staff at Kutztown 38 years ago, but she's always been here. There are stories of her as a child at some northern swimming pool, left by the glaciers receding or something like that. She went on to be a tennis star in high school. There are rumors that she is retiring in order to dominate the pickleball circuit. She taught social studies before setting her sights on a counseling degree, acute grad assistant in the program. For most of us, that is where our memories of Hallie begin.
For as long as I've been at the middle school, Hallie has been the go-to person. If you had a concern about a student, you would go to Hallie. Odds are, she already knew. If a team had an issue with the classroom dynamics, Hallie would make notes and then make adjustments. A student had a rough stretch and needed a win, Hallie had something fun in her back pocket to make them feel special. Testing, important dates, schedules, trainings, compliance items, Hallie took care of them. But as Britta wanted to point out, Hallie did those things while keeping the most important part of her job, helping students, often individually and in private, the most important thing to her. Students knew it too. There is a student-made picture hanging in her office of Hallie as Wonder Woman because they too saw that everything that she did.
So, like many of us, I don't really know what the middle school was like before Hallie arrived. I was at Tobohaken at the time as a second grader. But, so it's hard to say what Hallie's influence was. It's not hard to know, though, that the school is what it is today because of Hallie. Everything that we do is more kid-focused, more fun, more organized because of the energy that Hallie brings to it. Every great school has that person who handles logistics and making stuff happen, a person who is a cheerleader that encourages everybody along the way, the person who sets the expectations of how things are going to be, the moral compass, the emotional soul. Usually, though, that's not all one person.
Hallie wears all of those hats at the same time and somehow looks great doing it. And not just at school. I remember Hallie walking through the halls in her jeans and Sorelli, looking like a model. Hours later, she's running in town, training for a triathlon. And one day, in Washington, D.C., she's wearing a giant fanny pack at National History Day, searching for snacks for her children and Werther's Originals, because it's important to have snacks when you're with kids.
All of us at the middle school are very lucky that we got the chance to spend some time with Hallie the counselor, Hallie the parent, Hallie the advocate, and Hallie the friend. We are all also very lucky that you are only hanging up one of your hats today.
Thank you, Hallie.
Oh my God, the moment I've been waiting for.
Wow, so who knew it was going to be a roast? I mean, of course it was. Holy crap. All right, so I know the rumors are flying that everyone right now has their stopwatches ready for start. I hate to admit, There may be some truth. Brevity is not one of my strengths. I get it. You all know that. All right, today I could surprise you though. I really just want to share a few thoughts, and I really mean a few thoughts. The first is that my time in our district, and you're gonna have to excuse me. God, I said I wasn't gonna do this. The time in our district has been so much more than a career for me. It's always been a way to give back all that I have received by the giants, the legends, that I had the great fortune of calling my teachers. There was never a question of what I would be when I grew up. It was always a teacher. And then I hoped to be even more impactful, but in a much different way, and became a school counselor. I replaced my junior high counselor and began working alongside of those giants, those educators who taught me the significance of not only getting the most of my education, but of finding ways to pass that forward. My parents never had the opportunity to further their Kutztown area high school educations. So it was their dream that my siblings, and I'm number 4 of 5, had the opportunity. In order to make that happen, there wasn't a part-time gig in Kutztown that the Oswalds didn't hold. The story has a great ending. We all realized the dream that was way too big for my parents to even imagine. So education mattered a lot. With the exception of my 5 years prior to kindergarten, 4 years at Millersville, I have been here in Kutztown Area School District. A proud graduate of class of '81, an even prouder new hire in the fall of 1985. And now I stand before you, humbled and sincerely grateful. For the opportunity I was given each and every day throughout my tenure, which spanned over 5 decades. My greatest hope as I look back is that I helped children and families that I served, and that I may have even spread some joy and created some laughter along the way. I also got to partner with so many of you, the talented, incredible Kutztown Area School District educators who change kids' lives day in and day out, all in a day's work. How lucky are we? A heartfelt thanks to my department, who are the most caring and passionate humans I know. It's been my greatest honor to do this important work alongside of you. I was an island at KAMS, but I never once felt alone. I could always count on each of you for support anytime I needed it. Thank you for all the amazing work that often happens behind the scenes to support our kids and families. Mental health matters, and it's critical to ensuring that kids have the ability so that they can live and learn. Thanks to the KAMS staff as well, who are so much more than staff. You are my friends, you are my rock, you are my family, and I couldn't do the work I do each day without all of you. And for everyone sitting out there, I just want to say that I wish you the most meaningful careers and lives filled with blessings. I'm thankful to lead Kutztown Area School District in the most caring and competent of hands. And the only thing left to say, and you know who you are out there. Thanks, everyone.